All right, guys, what's up? Sorry for my absence. I got COVID. That's right. 2 years of dodging the boogeyman, and then finally, I was face to face with him, and I punched him right in his face. Actually, he punched me right in my face several times, and I was down for the count. Everybody's got different symptoms and things that happen when they get COVID. I was insanely tired. I slept for basically 4 days straight. I don't think I ate anything for 3 days straight. After I would say 5th day, maybe the 4th, I started to get my energy back, started to get my appetite back. That was exciting. I remember the first time I was hungry, I was like, oh my gosh. You know, like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix when he knew Kung Fu. I was like, I have an appetite. I could eat food. My body is recovering. Whoa. I haven't seen the new Matrix movie yet myself. I hear it's terrible. Somebody else said it's a love story. I'm like, I want to watch The Matrix because I want to learn about dimensions and the universe and reality. If I wanted to fall in love, I'll watch a rom-com on Netflix. I didn't like any of the Matrix sequels. So, I don't know. Have you guys seen The Matrix? What do you think? As you can see, I wanted to do a little bit closer up with my format and my setup this time around. I don't know. All these podcasts I see, everybody's closer up. And I don't know. Just trying something different. This is, like I said, I'm always trying something different here at the BiggDro Show. But yes, I had COVID, had to take some time away. My cough, I tested negative at first as well. I was actually supposed to get on an airplane, and I was driving to the airport sick. I had tested negative, so I'm like, oh, it's probably just a cold. My symptoms weren't that bad yet. And there was a little voice in my head saying, I wouldn't get on this airplane. Actually, that little voice was my coworker. He's like, bro, I don't want to share a hotel room with you on this business trip. If you have symptoms, get the hell back home. And good thing I did, because the next day I got way worse. I was like, thank God I didn't fly. Like I said, I tested negative. So I thought I was just regular sick, which is so boring in COVID times, right? You got the flu, you got a cold, lame. At least if you're going to get sick, get the big boy. I mean, you don't want it because things can get really bad, especially if you have other conditions. But yeah, so I got COVID. I'm in the COVID club. So I tested negative, and I knew something was up though. Like 4 days in, I'm like, this is not a regular thing, because my cough was unlike any cough I'd ever had. It felt like I had liquid and gravel in my lungs. And normally when you cough, and you have like that feeling, you can kind of cough it up, maybe get it out. This wasn't going anywhere. It was like trying to cough to get liquid and crap out, but it was the crap was staying where it was. The crap was like, look, I appreciate the coughing and you want us to get out of your system, but that esophagus, we are not traveling through it. No. We're staying right here in the lungs. But I will say this, it was kind of nice to get it, honestly, because I don't know, it's like a fear of getting hit. For 2 years, you've been like, and then you finally got hit, and you're like, oh, at least for me, though, just for me. Like, I know some people got it, and it's worse. I'm just saying my personal experience, I feel like the boogeyman finally punched me in my face, and I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Okay, I took that hit. And it's like now I get to go back in the ring, but I have super immunity. Because I'm double vaccinated, and I got COVID. So my immune system is ready to rock, baby. It's like Muhammad Ali. It's ready to sting like a butterfly and float like a bee. Did I say that wrong? I joined a gym. That's right. I've been really just doing stretching, yoga, and running for the last few years. But I was like, man, I don't know, something about being down and out for 10 days straight, because I'm a pretty active person. I just was like, when I'm better, I'm getting in shape. I started a new plant-based diet. I don't know if you guys have tried that or done that, but I had researched it and kind of flirted with it in the past. And I was a big juice cleanse guy. And anytime I would do a juice cleanse, I'd have more energy than I've ever had in my life. And I watched this documentary on Netflix called The Game Changers. And it talks all about how some of the top athletes in the world do plant-based dieting. And I was like, wow, wanting to get back in shape and get back in the gym, I was like, I want my energy levels to be as high as they can be So I'm not going like crazy, like, full vegan, vegetarian person that's like annoying, but I am going to largely commit and see, how I feel. And guys, honestly, I've only done 2 days of it so far. And in those 2 days, I did have more energy because you're eating lighter. Like everything you eat, you don't feel, when you eat and you feel weighted down, you're like, ugh. You don't feel that. You kind of eat, you feel satisfied, but then you still have energy. And like the more you pile on meals that are light and energetic, the more energetic and light you feel. I actually went to the gym, worked out, did a very small jog on the treadmill, and then did a jog outdoors at night. I have to jog on grass because my knees and feet haven't been the best. But I'm hoping, I want to see if the plant-based diet, it's supposed to decrease inflammation. So we're going to see. We're going to see, maybe I'll post some before photos, after photos. I definitely in quarantine, I got in the worst shape of my life. It was bad, guys. It was bad. Full on gut, beer belly. Really, it was an M&M's and Doritos belly. But here's a photo of me at my worst. Here's a photo of me at my best. I'm like, I can't be this guy anymore. I gotta turn it around. So yeah, had COVID, got really sick. I'm like, screw that. I'm getting in the best shape of my life. The whole world's on fire, it feels like. So let me control what I can control. And when you work out, you look good, you feel good. All right, let's talk about some articles trending on Twitter the other day. Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock, rejected Vin Diesel publicly. Vin Diesel had an Instagram post where, he said, little brother. I'm like, I don't know if The Rock should be referred to as little in any way, even if he is actually your little brother. My sister does that. She tells everybody, you got to meet my little brother. And then they meet me and they're like, Jesus, this is your little brother? I'm 6'6", if you didn't know. That's how she sets me up, my little brother. I wonder if Peter Dinklage has a sister that's like, you got to meet my big brother. But yeah, so The Rock rejected Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel put out an Instagram post. He's like, hey, little brother, Uncle Dwayne, my kids call you Uncle Dwayne. You got to be in the Fast and the Furious 10. First of all, I can't believe they're still making Fast and Furious movies. But the movies are pretty good. I always enjoy them, and they make hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. So if I was a producer, I'd be like, yeah, we're getting Fast and Furious again. I think it was actually one of the first franchises to be so culturally diverse, like where every cast member was a different ethnicity, which, 10 years ago or 15 years ago, whenever this series started, was actually unique. And that's why it does so well internationally. But the movies also, the special effects, they just keep, the cars go to the top of mountains and they go to the top of skyscrapers. I think they were in outer space last. I don't know. You've already gone out of space. Where else can you take these cars? Maybe they're going to go to jump interdimensionally or go back in time. I don't know how you top, these movies. They're unbelievable. But yeah, so The Rock responded to Vin Diesel finally, and he said no chance that he will return to the franchise. And The Rock did not he called Vin Diesel manipulative, and he did not like the fact that he did it publicly. The Rock didn't like that Vin Diesel brought his children into it, because Vin Diesel was like, my kids still know you as Uncle Dwayne. I guess he also brought up Paul Walker. So The Rock didn't like any of this. He's like, that's manipulative. And if you look back at their beef, The Rock insists philosophically, he's like, basically he's saying Vin Diesel has some sort of ego or power trip, because The Rock's like, I like to treat everybody equally, from the lowest on the totem pole to the highest on the totem pole. We're all working hard to make a movie. So if you read between the lines, it feels like Vin Diesel maybe has an ego, maybe he's hard to work with, maybe thinks he's better than people. That's kind of what The Rock's putting out there. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, that's what it seems like he's putting out there. So anyway, yeah, what do you guys think? The Rock shot down Vin Diesel. He's like, I don't smell what you're cooking. Maybe I have COVID because I can't smell what you're cooking. I don't know. Then there's a part of me that's like, well, maybe this is all part of the marketing for it. Maybe he finally agrees to film, or maybe it's a surprise that he films. Sometimes I wonder, because anytime there's like a beef or arguments with celebrities, we're all intrigued. We're like, we want to know more. We want to know more. But yeah, so The Rock rejected Vin Diesel. When bromance goes wrong. I'm looking for my next article. I had another article, guys, if you just give me a moment. All right, guys, this next story is pretty fascinating. There's a scientist, Dr. Scott Morgan, who is essentially the world's first ever cyborg. Half man, half computer. And ALS, if you don't know, it's also called Lou Gehrig's disease. It's a terrible disease that it stands for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and it affects your nerves and your muscles, and it's not good. It basically paralyzes you. You can't use your functions, your muscles, and the cause is unknown. It's very rare, and it's very sad. So this doctor, he's pushing the boundaries. He's quoted as saying paralysis is an engineering problem. He wears like a hologram on his chest that is like an animated version of him, apparently. He types using his eyes, like I think the blinking. Honestly, really fascinating stuff. I don't want to make any jokes about it because it's sad that this disease is so debilitating, and it's unbelievable what this guy has done. He says he's the most advanced cybernetic human organism to ever exist in the 13.8 billion years of existence, which I didn't even realize that's how long existence has been. 13.8 billion years? Wow. Could you imagine if we did live forever and there were people around that were 13.8 billion years old? Hey everybody, this is my great grandfather. He's 13.7 billion years old. Doesn't he look great? Come over here, Grandpa. Come on. Man, I wouldn't want to have to put the candles on that cake. Am I right? There's actually a documentary about this guy called Peter, the Human Cyborg. So in 2017, doctors told this doctor, Scott Morgan, that he had 2 years to live. So far, it's been 4, which I love. Guy's a fighter. And it says he has no intention of dying anytime soon. So he's a badass too. And if you're going to be a cyborg, you got to be a badass. You can't be a cyborg who's depressed. A depressed cyborg, that would be something, huh? If cyborgs are half human and half machine, the human side, you would think, could get depressed and be like, maybe you created that cyborg to help colonize Mars, but since it's half human, it's like, I don't want to colonize Mars today with my strong cyborg arms. I want to go on Instagram and look at photos of sunsets because I feel sad. Come on, cyborg, get it together. I don't know. You guys go without me. Damn human side of the cyborg. So in the world of terminal diseases, the doctors and other scientists, they say that Dr. Scott Morgan has incurable optimism, which I like that. Incurable optimism. It's a cool term because I'm an optimistic guy. I like to be optimistic. You got to be. Who wants a pessimist? It says in the article that Dr. Scott Morgan doesn't believe in God. I find it hilarious, people that don't believe in God, honestly. Like, I'm not very religious, but I'm super spiritual. You really think all of this is just like an accident? Like, it just came out of nowhere and happened, and there's nobody or anything, no entity controlling all this magic. The consciousness that is animating you and everything, it's just science, guys. It's like even Albert Einstein, I don't remember the quote, but it was awesome. He's like, some of the most brilliant scientific minds, they still say, yeah, there's clearly an element of something powering all this. God lives in the unknown. But I digress. He's quoted that, all his science comes from Star Trek and Doctor Who, and that they taught him, if you're smart enough, brave enough, and have access to technology, anything is possible. So at this point, he can't move anything except his eyes and some facial stuff. He has no sense of taste or smell, and he can't breathe on his own. But his mind is fully intact. He relies on a synthetic version of his biological voice. And he's had his face scanned to produce a 3D animated vector, an animated avatar, which he wears on a screen on his chest when he speaks publicly. He's created this whole, he had his larynx removed. I believe that's what it said, larynx. He had a series of operations to extend his life, including a total larynectomy. He uses technologies like GP2, whatever that is. Oh, you use the GP2. Like, if somebody said that to me, like, I'm just going to nod and smile like, GP2, huh? Yeah, I was using GP1. Stupid me. OpenAI's generative deep learning model for text. I mean, they say this is pushing the boundaries to be human. This is pushing the boundaries of my ability to understand it. But he's done all this with a global consortium of technologists. Consortium, that's a fun word. Yes, I'll meet you at the consortium, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, meet me at the consortium, will you? Oh, and Jeffrey, before you go, have a fig. I've got plenty of figs. I'll see you at the consortium, Jeffrey. I don't know. Anybody that's going to the consortium, I feel like their choice of snack is figs, If you're a consortium person, you're probably a fig person. Just guessing. Okay. Back to the article. But yeah, he's working with all the leading scientists, technologists. It's unbelievable. The AI, and they're all donating research to help this guy. Pretty unbelievable. Kudos to that guy for keeping a positive fighting spirit. I can't even imagine. My mother was diagnosed when I was 10 years old with the terminal disease. They gave her 3 to 5 years to live. She fought for 15, sculpted much of my life, my way of thinking, but I don't like victim mentality. You got to be positive. You got to be strong-minded in this life because it is crazy the things that can happen. And so this guy was dealt a really bad hand, but maybe he was meant to be dealt this bad hand because he's such a brilliant, person. He's like the person. Most people, they get this. They're not creating the first human cyborg in 13.8 billion years, but this guy is, and whatever he comes up with is probably not only going to help him, but other people that get afflicted with this disease. So I don't have a hat on, but if I did, I would take it off to you, good sir. So let's talk about something else. So another thing that was trending that people were talking about on Twitter was the Beatles or the Beach Boys. Who's the better band? Now, I actually love both of these bands, but I feel like the Beatles, come on. Like, I listen to the Beatles all the time. I don't listen to the Beach Boys all the time. Having said that, I did listen to the Beach Boys like crazy growing up. Surfing USA and then California Girls. Like, come on, they've got so many hits. I wish they all could be California. I wish they all could be California Girls. California Girls are okay. To be honest with you, I kind of like Florida Girls better. But hey, that's just me. And I say that because, I don't know, I feel like in California, everybody tries so hard. I don't like everybody, what they wear. It's like everybody's trying to wear something so elaborate and cool. Whereas in Florida, it's just like, jean shorts and a t-shirt. I'm just a jean shorts and a t-shirt kind of guy. Not a, fashion statement, big glasses and too much going on in California. But don't get me wrong, there's great girls in California, of course. I tend to be a little partial to the Floridian chicks. And people are always bashing on Florida. It's kind of amazing. I see on Facebook, people bash Florida so much. And I get it. Look, there's parts of anywhere that you might not like. But there's also, like, Florida's got gorgeous cities and beaches and wonderful people. No place is just all this or all that. So don't believe the hype, okay? California girls and Florida girls, we can appreciate them all in unison, and the states. Although California really does, as I talked about. And it needs to clean up needs to help the homeless population, clean that up. And I don't know, crime's really bad there too right now. But I digress, all right, guys? Beatles or the Beach Boys? Surfing USA. And then don't they have that other song, the Beach Boys? Oh, yeah, I got it. Ready? Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Then we wouldn't have to wait so long. You don't have to be older. You don't want to be older. That song's weird now that I think about it. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? No. Be nice if I was younger. Another year gone by. I don't want to get older, Beach Boys. All right. The Beatles clearly have this. Nah, but I feel like the Beatles are just, there's so many. What's the point of even starting saying Beatles songs that I love? Here comes the sun. I get by with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends. Hey, Jude. I love that movie Across the Universe with all the Beatles songs. By the way, guys, I can't sing. I'm sorry I'm torturing you. You're like, is he gonna keep referencing all the Beatles and Beach Boys songs and singing them terribly, disgracing both bands? Beatles, Beach Boys, or Brian? Hey, triple B's. Big baller brand, baby. I told you so. But anyways, yeah, I love both bands. Listen to both my whole life. But come on, the Beatles, I love the Beatles. Take a sad song and make it better. Take a sad song and make it better. Take my bad voice and make it better. I can't hold a tune. I should stop singing immediately. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Should be. Wouldn't it be nice if we were younger? Didn't have wrinkles by our eyes anymore. My back didn't hurt. I could work out without chronic pain. Can't sit down without throbbing on a plane. Need to get up and stretch 'cause I'm an old man. Can barely jog more than a mile. When I go out, girls look so damn young. Makes me feel older before my time. Oh no, is that a gray hair? Damn, I'm decomposing right before my own eyes. Wouldn't it be nice if I was younger? Had a six-pack instead of a belly. Back before my bod was a dad bod. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I'm looking for another article to read here. Like, it's like all I see is House Republicans. I'm like, next. Dude, politics. I don't even want to talk about politics, but like, come on, really? Biden, what is this presidency? I mean, it's a pretty, I mean, it's bad. Have you guys seen the video? He's talking about like the hair on his legs and how he loves when kids sit on his lap.
And to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Hey, Biden, we don't forget all the sniffing videos of you touching kids inappropriately and sniffing. You don't want to be giving speeches talking about how you love when kids sit on your lap. Who loves that anyway? Like, kids are great, but I don't love when they sit on my lap. That's just awkward. I don't even think Santa Claus likes that, you know? He just bears with it. You know, it's part of the job. I wouldn't say it's the highlight of the job. Probably the worst part of being Santa Claus, when those kids sit on your lap. Yeah, Biden's walking around. I love when kids sit on my lap. I got hair on my legs and gets blonde in the sun. It's like, what? Joe? What are you talking about, Joe? I always forget that Biden's our president. You know, Trump, we heard from Trump every single day. Trump would be like, I'm taking a poop. Just wanted to tweet about that in case you guys were wondering if it was a 1, if it was a 2. It's a big, beautiful 2. Magnificent 2. I'm breathing right now. I'm currently breathing. Tweet. And this is breathing like you've never seen before. Breathing so good, so deep, it'll make your head spin. How about when Trump was on Candace Owens' show, and Candace Owen, who's always whining about the vaccines, he's like, the vaccines are beautiful, they're amazing. You know, I did the vaccines in record time. They said it would take 9 years, took me 9 seconds. Like in bed with Melania. Melania. I think Melania, I don't know. Who has said less during a presidential administration, Melania or Biden? I feel like Melania said 4 words the whole time she was the first lady. Okay. Here's a headline. I'm going to check it out. I haven't read it yet. We're going to do this together. Are Apple AirTags being used to track people and steal cars? First of all, I have no clue what an Apple AirTag is. I thought I knew all the Apple products. Apple AirTag just sounds like a lame game. Tag, you're it. You just like click a button online. It's like Tag, but through Zoom meetings. It's like, Bill, stop tagging me online. I'm not going to tag you back. Okay, anyways. So it says AirTags, the small location tracking discs, discs. It's kind of like a weird, but kind of fun to say, you know, when you pluralize the word disc. Hey, Barry, do you have those discs I let you borrow? I need my discs back. You know those compact discs? You mean the CDs you let me borrow? Yes, I need those compact discs back. Why are you saying it like that? That's weird. Why am I saying it like what? I need my discs. Anyways, so first of all, aren't our phones tracking devices? That's the other thing. You know, all these conspiracy theorists, they're like, you know, the vaccine, man, they're trying to track us with the vaccine. I'm like, bro, you have a smartphone in your pocket. You have a camera that's facing you. Every time you use your phone, somebody can look through and see your face just scrolling like a doofus. Dude, AirTags. Oh no, they're following us as they watch you on your phone, as you read the article about discs, as you read the article about discs. They're saying they're also being used to steal cars. So Apple introduced AirTags to keep track of your stuff, I guess. You know, you put it on, it says in the article, you know, you're supposed to use these things, these AirTags to track your own stuff, but people are using them to track people because people are creepy, it says. Wow. Okay. So Apple created this product called AirTags, used to, I guess, put on your keys so you know where your keys are, maybe on a laptop, but kind of like a Find My Phone, but whatever you put this on, you know, so if your father's always losing his glasses, boom, you put an Apple AirTag on those glasses, which would probably be a little bit awkward. I don't know if I'd want that right next to my temple. To this day, I won't talk on my phone like this because I just feel weird. I don't know, having Wi-Fi and Bluetooth right next to my brain. I always put my phone on speaker, have it a little bit of a distance. Like this or that's going to make a big difference, right? Why was Brian's life saved from life-threatening radiation? Well, he went like this. But anyways, so these AirTags, but the article talks about 7 women who say they were stalked. Imagine like a crazy creepy stalker going to Apple and being like, "Hi, I'd like to buy AirTags, please." I feel like when you think of a creepy person, you don't think of them. I don't know. When you think of Apple users, you think of progressive, smart, non-creepy people, frankly. But now their new customer is the creepy guy that wants to follow women. Not cool. Not sure what Apple's going to do about it. So the AirTags actually have an anti-tracking defense put in. So like if someone puts an AirTag on you, your iPhone will actually notify you that you're being tracked. How crazy is that? because Apple doesn't want you to be able to use somebody. So there's a girl who was in high school and her phone was like, just want to let you know, someone's tracking you. She was freaked out, searched her locker, her purse, everywhere. It turns out her mother put it on her car. So if you are going to get an AirTag to track your high school student or whoever, you know, if you are a creep and you're stalking Deborah who works in HR, Deborah's going to know. Her phone's going to be like, hey, Deborah, Phil in tech is... Phil in the IT department is watching your every move. So that was pretty smart of Apple to build in that feature. You know, if you're getting stalked, it's nice to know. But guys, it's New Year's, it's Christmas. Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas. Like I said, experimenting with the format, the closer up. You know, maybe you guys don't want to be closer to my face, and I get it, I understand. You're probably like, go zoom out, Brian, and go back to the old format. I don't need to see the inside of your nostrils.